Arnab Goswami on the debate at 9. Powered by Century Ply and Orient Electric.
My dear viewers, good evening and welcome. The Prime Minister spoke yesterday of Sayam and Sankalp. That is restraint and resolve when it comes to the national battle against the coronavirus. Given the way in which the news has broken through the day of a Bollywood singer who partied with hundreds of people and has now tested corona positive, I guess another word could have been added to restraint and resolve, another R, and that is responsibility. Because it is not just imperative, it must be made a compulsion for people to be responsible at a time like this. Bollywood to start with. Bollywood must understand that responsibility goes far beyond putting out that occasional tweet. Bollywood has known for the last 2 weeks and more that social distancing is not just necessary, it's mandatory. If you defy social distancing norms, you're being irresponsible. And that's exactly what some Bollywood people are being, irresponsible. We find so many of the big shots of Bollywood who are now tweeting saying, oh, we support the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who till recently have been partying like there is no tomorrow. One of them openly broke the rules of social distancing by using his connections to open a gymnasium in Mumbai. And another irresponsible Bollywood name first flew down from America with her husband and attended 2 high-profile holy parties, one in Mumbai and one in Pune. Now that's irresponsible. And there is no point, and let me repeat, no point in being an ambassador for the World Health Organization or any global organization if you're going to behave so irresponsibly in your own country and be so irresponsible towards your own people. And responsibility, viewers, also extends to Shaheen Bagh, Mumbai Bagh. And I shall, and Republic shall tirelessly and at every moment remind the irresponsible segment, the irresponsible fake anti-CA protest, that they will be responsible for the spread of the coronavirus. And whether or not anyone tests positive, that they at Shaheen Bagh are now standing between and standing against the Janta curfew on Sunday. And this is why I believe to restraint and resolve, a third R is now necessary. What they call in Hindi zimmedari, in English responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, debate number 1 is on responsibility, divided in 2 parts tonight. First, the Kanika COVID chain has reached Parliament, which is really scary. Debate number 2 tonight, Shaheen Bagh versus the Janta curfew. That's my big debate. At 10 o'clock tonight, I'll be running excerpts of our conversation I had earlier with former Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi. And at 10:30 p.m. tonight, I think it's time to tell, Amnesty and all these others to go to hell, frankly. While India celebrates the hanging of the Nirbhaya rapist, the lobby calls it a dark stain. Can you believe it? All this and more is coming up. And here are the headlines this Friday evening on the debate tonight.
आज का दिन हमारी बच्चियों के नाम, हमारी महिलाओं के नाम, क्योंकि आज का दिन निर्भया को इंसाफ मिला, पूरे देश के बच्चियों को इंसाफ मिला.
2,650 days after she was gang raped, tortured and left to die, Nirbhaya's rapists get what they deserve. Bollywood singer Kanika tests positive for coronavirus. Kanika's party spree has left India absolutely shocked.
As a matter of abundant caution, I'm at home here in Delhi, living room and bedroom. My wife is in another room. My daughter is in another room because I was with Dushyant for an hour and a half for that meeting.
And she met ministers, members of parliament, socialites. The entire parliament needs to be sanitized now.
मुश्किल वक्त पर जरूरत है हम सब एक साथ मिलकर एक अच्छे नागरिक की जिम्मेदारी निभाएं.
Unprecedented support across India for the Janta curfew. Nation takes the pledge on social distancing. India backs the Janta curfew, but Shaheen Bagh won't. It's time to unite, not divide our people.
If tomorrow
after Sapan Das Gupta's tenure comes to an end, Arnab Goswami is brought to the Rajya Sabha.
I would never in my life accept a Rajya Sabha membership. And the interview the country was waiting for, an unmissable clash with Justice Ranjan Gogoi, excerpts at 10 p.m. tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, a callous and irresponsible Bollywood singer's party spree in the times of a terrible pandemic is exactly what India does not need right now. Kanika Kapoor, who allegedly hid her travel history, has been tested positive for the coronavirus. The politicians and big shots who attended these parties with her have gone into self-isolation, and the scare has even gripped parliamentarians.
41-year-old popular Bollywood singer Kanika Kapoor was in London in the first week of March when over 300 cases of coronavirus were reported from across the United Kingdom. She returned to Mumbai on the 9th of March, flew down to Lucknow on the 10th, and since then was on a party spree. Today, Kanika Kapoor has tested positive for COVID-19. It is alleged she didn't disclose her travel history to local authorities.
देखिए, मैंने जब मुझे 2 दिन बुखार हुआ है तो मैंने यहाँ की अथॉरिटीज को खुद फोन किया है और बोला है कि मैं कोरोना टेस्ट करवाना चाहती हूँ। मुझे ये बोला गया कि मुझे कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, मैं क्वारंटीन में रहूँ और अगर माइल्ड बुखार है तो कोई ऐसे सिम्टम्स नहीं है। 2-3 दिन और देखें।
But the ones who are part of the party she attended are now in self-isolation. Amongst them are former Chief Minister of Rajasthan Vasundhara Raje and her son, BJP MP Dushyant Singh. The 5-star that hosted the Big Bash and the 5-star in which she was staying is now in lockdown mode. Videos have also emerged showing the singer enjoying a Holi Milan at UP Lokayukta's residence. But the panic has gripped members of parliament, because after attending the 5-star bash with Kanika Kapoor, BJP MP Dushyant Singh attended parliament. The MPs who were in this proximity are taking precautionary measures.
As a matter of abundant caution, I'm at home here in Delhi, living room and bedroom. My wife is in another room. My daughter is in another room because I was with Dushyant for an hour and a half for that meeting.
सरकार को एक वास्तविक समय पोर्टल बनाना चाहिए और इसे कुल राज्यवार सकारात्मक कोविड-19 मामलों के साथ अद्यतन रखना चाहिए। निजी क्षेत्र भी योगदान दे सकता है और सरकार को जल्द से जल्द अधिक परीक्षण केंद्र खोलने की अपनी क्षमता का उपयोग करना चाहिए।
Even sources in Rashtrapati Bhavan have issued a statement because Dushyant Singh met the president. There were no handshakes, only a namaste. This chain and trail of panic in parliamentarians is the biggest example of what one action of irresponsibility can do. So celebrities who are preaching on COVID measures and posting videos should reflect on how their party spree and callousness can put public health at risk when the entire country is battling coronavirus. Let's debate.
You have Shivani Kashyap and Malini Awasthi. Shivani Kashyap, singer, Malini Awasthi, well-known folk singer, Saurabh Shukla of News Mobile, Smita Prakash, ANI. We have Amar Patnaik with us, national spokesman MP of the BJD, and Dr. Sambit Patra. My first question is, Malini, I mean, do these, what was this? I thought it was so irresponsible. You are live with us from Lucknow today. Why did top ministers, you have the health minister of Uttar Pradesh, the health minister of Uttar Pradesh partying there with Kanika Kapoor. I mean, the health minister should be the first person who knows about the importance of social distancing. You have a Lokayukt who's hosting a party. You have doctors and a famous anesthesiologist who is attending the party. And they're partying like there's no tomorrow. There's a couple of days back. I mean, how irresponsible can one be? Do the elite in Lucknow or anywhere begin to think that they're above precautionary steps?
I think, Arnab, this is all so unfortunate, and there's a human tendency that till it happens to us, we refuse to believe that this can actually happen to us. And look at the chain reaction. I think this is very, very unfortunate. And I think, of course, everybody is blaming the artist since
I think it's also a question of it's also a question of such a terrible precedent. Suddenly we are realizing here, if you look at it suddenly we are realizing that the people who preach the most are the people who violate the most. I mean Priyanka Chopra is going around tweeting that I'm going to do this video, that video, or I'm going to be talking on behalf of the WHO, etc. I mean, what rubbish. She and her husband, Nick, whatever his name is, have been partying non-stop. Holy parties, this parties. You wouldn't be doing this in America, by the way, Priyanka. You'd only be doing this in India, because in India, you think you're a VVIP, you can break the rules. It's the mindset, you see, Saurabh. It's the mindset. These film stars, these politicians. Can you hear me? No. Okay. Let's get in Smita on this. It's the mindset, I think, which is coming to play, isn't it? Smita.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this pandemic, it's a social equalizer. It doesn't see boundaries of nations. It doesn't see social boundaries. It doesn't see any of that. The rich and famous in our country are so entitled. They think that, oh, ये जो हमारे जैसे अमीर है ना, इनको कुछ नहीं होगा. They stop socializing. They don't come near their maids and near their drivers. They say, maid को छुट्टी दे दो. They won't go to beauty parlors because they think that those girls will give them the COVID. But actually, it's the people around you. It's these people who have traveled. How difficult is it to understand? You travel, you self-isolate. Why did she not self-isolate as soon as she traveled? How difficult is it to understand? It's not the Prime Minister saying Sunday ko do Janta curfew. It's now. You know, this is what our country is. Jab tak danda nahi padega na, tab tak nobody sits at home.
And
they
Bollywood
don't understand. They think, Bhagwan ji humko dekh lenge, humko kuch nahi hoga.
No, they think they will not be affected. I mean, look at this. The entire mindset is rules are for someone else.
Yes.
I think Bollywood has been thoroughly irresponsible.
The problem is that these Bollywood also has this celebrity syndrome. Bollywood also has this celebrity syndrome that they will get away with anything. When they land at an airport, they expect a VVIP welcome there. They think that they'll be whisked away through a separate line, and they think the rules are not meant for them. In this case, she should have been responsible enough to make sure she would have gone in a self-quarantine herself. When the government had the global agencies had gone out of their way to publicize this. Common people are going into self-quarantine. What prevents a Bollywood singer who should be a role model for millions of people getting into a quarantine? Now
so let me ask a question. Let me ask this.
Suspicion is that
let me give you an example. They say now, oh, we didn't know. No, they say now, oh, we didn't know. Oh, we didn't know. You know, of course they know. Shibani, on 4th of March.
That's very naive.
No, on 4th of March, the Honorable Prime Minister tweets. On 4th of March, the Prime Minister tweets, Sambit. Let me read here. Experts across the world have advised to reduce mass gatherings to avoid the spread of COVID-19 coronavirus. Hence, this year, I have decided not to participate in any Holy Milan program. This is the Prime Minister's tweet, Sambit, I'm reading. Shibani Kashyap, you hear me? And yet, you know, Bollywood is doing holy parties with a desperation I have not seen before. Katrina Kaif, Priyanka Chopra, Nick Jonas.
Right.
Jacqueline Fernandez, no, Sonali Bendre, Huma Qureshi, all attending big holy parties. Why? Why are holy parties not being called off? Shibani? Rules don't apply for Bollywood, huh? One year you can't sack. No, I'm sorry. If the same people in Bollywood now say, हमको पता ही नहीं था. कैसे पता नहीं था? आपको पता नहीं था अमेरिका में क्या हो रहा है? आप अमेरिका से आके इधर सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं? Tell me one thing, Shibani, would these Bollywood types, would Priyanka Chopra or Nick Jonas be doing holy parties in New York or Seattle?
Not at all.
Would they be doing holy parties in New York and Seattle?
No. That's why we need a very hard-hitting lockdown here. That's the only way people will realize. Don't know.
I mean, come on.
So, Arnab, the thing is that in the first place, I don't even know why Kanika Kapoor had to even travel from London to India unless it was absolutely necessary. You know, it was. She said that she had come for work. What work can happen during a time of a pandemic, epidemic crisis? What work can happen? We're all working from home. Everybody, all the corporates, all government offices mostly are working from home.
No,
Students
the
are
question
studying
is why.
from home.
No, then why? Sambit, the question is why.
So then, even if she,
the question is
even
why.
if she traveled, she should
The
have
question is
isolated
why.
herself.
The question is why. Question is why. Why do Indian celebrities feel they are cut above?
In fact, the Prime Minister yesterday.
Why do Indian celebrities feel they are cut above?
And a very
Yes, Sambit.
question.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you why. Because this VVIP syndrome that lurks large in the celebrities of this country, be it politicians or be it celebrities, I would say that they feel that they are untouched by most of these diseases. Smita was absolutely right, bang on to the point, because these are the people who feel that the ones who come from the lower strata of the society are the ones who would be spreading and giving them diseases. But ironically, it is just the opposite. The ones who have come from foreign destinations with whom they are parting are the ones who are giving them the disease. I have nothing against the ones who are suffering. I pray to the God Almighty that they should be cured at the earliest. But that's few important issues that I want to bring in over here. Story of 5 R's. You were absolutely right. You spoke about 3 R's. Restraint and resolve that the Prime Minister spoke about yesterday. Responsibility. Responsibility alone is something which gives you the restraint and resolve. And remember, it has to be followed rigorously, the 4th R. And if we don't do with these 4 R's, then the 5th R is remorse, which we would be left with tomorrow. If we don't follow responsibility, don't have restraint, don't have the resolve, and don't follow this rigorously, then anything that will be left tomorrow would be called as remorse. Either isolate today or be desolate tomorrow.
Yeah, no, in fact, I think, Sambit, we should turn the rules. This irresponsible elite, as Smita very, very potently points out, feels that they are a threat from people who work for them, their support staff, people who cook for them, people who drive them around, their domestic help. You know, I think it's different now. I think Dr. Amar Patnaik, these Bollywood, these politicians who break the rules in the way Kanika broke, in the way these Bollywood people I have mentioned have been wantonly breaking, they are the ones who are making others vulnerable. They are the ones who will be responsible for the spread of the coronavirus. And I think there are. I have seen people who are from far less economically advantaged sections who are far more responsible today than this privileged set. Dr. Amar Patnaik, what would you say today? This is a classic case. The Kanika Kapoor case, the Bollywood parties case, is a classic case which now emerges where you know the risks and you violate them. I want you to give out a clear message on what these people need to do.
I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you less. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you less, Arnab. You see, we have on one hand Geeta Mehta, own sister of the Chief Minister of Orissa, coming back from US, getting registered in a portal and self-quarantining herself in Naveen Patnaik's, the Naveen Niwas. And you have seen that is one side of the story. And here you have somebody who is surrounded by people who are educated and who also know her travel history. See, this is the point I'm trying to say. All the 300 and 400 people know her travel history. They should have actually also told her that this is not on. I'm very surprised about this particular irresponsibility to the power N, actually.
But doesn't the hotel make you fill up a form?
And I really
before you host or do any party, does the hotel also make you fill up a form to disclose your travel history? Or, for example, you know, would the precautions not be taken by institutions also? Is the leeway given by institutions for those who are connected?
No, you know, that's very surprising actually, because after the Prime Minister's statement, or even before that, the whole country has been gearing up for this. And we, the educated people, the so-called elite, have to be responsible. As you very correctly said, it's responsibility. We lack citizenship. In fact, that's very important that we don't bother about our fellow human beings.
Tell me, you're in Parliament now, Dr. Patnaik. You're in Parliament now, and I just want to explain the chain out here. The chain is so interesting. There's Kanika who attends the party.
I understand. I know about it.
Kanika attends the party. You've seen pictures. Kanika goes around in these events. Minimum exposure, 600 people to one person. The issue is of social distancing. Now, those people who break the rules of social distancing by hosting these holy parties are all breaking the rules. They're breaking the rules, and then they're all together. Then Vasundhara Raje Scindia is there, she gets scared. Dushyant gets scared. Dushyant then goes and meets the president. Dushyant goes and has lunch with Derek O'Brien. And then he goes and meets, I think, Jitin Prasad. And I think Dipinder Hooda. All of them now go into some kind of self-isolation and quarantine. The question is of the chain. We are not understanding the chain. You know, it's so simple to understand that a slight act of irresponsibility will spark it off.
She's the super spreader now. Arnab, it's more than that. Arnab, she is the super spreader right now. Say it as it is.
I'm saying it, Smita. She is the super spreader right now. Absolutely it is. And these are not,
what has happened is that
Smita,
she has put at risk hundreds and thousands, let me tell you this, Arnab, because what happens is there was 30 plus 30 plus 30 minimum people.
Correct.
So 60 people. Those 60 people, out of that, some went to parliament. You're talking about thousands there. Security guards, journalists, people who came into parliament. Then you're going to Rashtrapati Bhavan, the security guards there. And you are talking about president's estate. Even the president has cancelled events. They are all self-isolating because there's one lady, and you just said about the hotel. Give me 10 seconds about the hotel you told me.
And you do it at this time as if you're doing a great favor. Actually, this is just not acceptable.
Somebody comes scruffily dressed inside a 5-star hotel and they ask, "Kahan se aaye ho? Kyun aaye ho?" Somebody comes in with a Louis Vuitton bag and a Gucci bag out here, nicely dressed. Do you think that they ask them about their travel history? Ma'am, you please go to the room, we'll fill in the form, just sign out.
But it's mandatory, no, it's mandatory.
That's what happens. That is the procedure in every 5-star hotel.
Very well said.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm saying you are talking about the super spreaders. I would say, Smita, the super spreaders are also the super preachers. I mean, Priyanka Chopra is preaching away. Preaching away. It's unbearable, Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah.
You preach and you violate. You preach and you violate. And don't show me the law. There is something called ethics. You know what's going around. You're informed. You don't do this. I think, Saurabh, this corona chain scare is now making us look at our social behavior, which is the point being made by Smita tonight. Saurabh wants to come in. Sambit wants to come in. I see your hand go up. Dr. Patnaik again. Saurabh.
I agree. Arnab. Yeah. Arnab, this is completely unacceptable behavior and also violates all the norms of social etiquettes as well. At a juncture when the world is staring at a calamity of an unprecedented kind, these people have to be booked. I can tell you, problem is that these people think they can get away with anything. And now with this super spreader being outed, I think the government now in the next set of norms that they're prescribing has to come out with norms to make sure that people like
I'd like Malini Awasthi to come. Malini Awasthi, the Yogi government can be so tough on certain issues. Why is it not being tough on these matters? On all other matters, anti-CA protests, etc., Yogi is right, at implementing the law and order in a tough way. He's known as Mr. Tough. Why not in this case?
I know I can just share with you what I read on Twitter just now, that the government has already issued an inquiry and they have already ordered this. I think ANI has already tweeted this. So I'm sure this will be, I think they have given 24 hours time. So just to figure out who are these people, because we have to underline the urgent need for a large mass testing of these people who attended the party, because they could be a real scare. And secondly, another very important aspect that we are not discussing, we are blaming the artist. But she has done the blunder and she will suffer for it. She's been getting the flag for it. But what about her parents who are here and they are seeing the panic? They have listened to they know what's happening in India. The parents are here. The family is here. Why did they bother about it?
The point is, Malini.
Artist is young
Malini,
girl,
that is
what
the
about
point.
the parents?
Malini,
there's no social
when I said today, Malini, I said there are 3 R's. Prime Minister said Sanyam or Sankalp, restraint and resolve. और मैंने उसमें कहा जिम्मेदारी, responsibility. अब आप देखिए, she's in her early 40s, she's not in the vulnerable category. But what about her parents? What about the elderly who move around her? You know, Sambit, the word used by Smita was, you know, I appreciated what the Prime Minister said yesterday, voluntary. But thoda sa na, as she said, I don't want to be crude about it, jab tak fear nahi hota, thoda, there needs to be a little fear of the law also which comes in here, right? Smita was making that point, right? Because after today,
Arnab, let me...
I'm not saying
Arnab,
danda, I'm saying fear of the law a little bit.
I'll just take 20 seconds. Yeah, she was right. But Arnab, I'll just take 20 seconds to speak as a doctor as well, because I believe I'm the only doctor in the panel. So let me just don the doctor's hat for a while.
Is also there,
and let me tell you and let me assure the people... Yeah, thank you, Dr. Amar Sahab also. But I'll say that, look, we have to allay this fear amongst the people that there is any stigma attached to the disease. For God's sake, because this is not the only case. I've heard of cases, even in Orissa, where parents were extremely educated, doctors, bureaucrats, engineers. They're trying to shield their children who have returned from foreign countries as if it is a stigma to suffer from a disease. No, this is a curable disease. 80% of the people or 85% of the people who would have mild flu-like symptoms, they're going to be cured. So for God's sake, please submit yourself to examination.
Shibani.
Go to the hospital in the sense if you develop any kind of symptoms, call the helpline numbers, get yourself tested, and there's nothing called as a stigma attached to you. Please,
absolutely
let's not feel as if anyone who suffers from corona is a stigma to the society.
Shibani,
you are
know,
no
I'll tell you one
stigma
thing.
to the society.
I think Indian celebrities are too full of themselves. Otherwise, they would understand, you know, bands like Coldplay, U2. You think Coldplay and U2 are not celebrities? They are conducting concerts online. You think Arnold Schwarzenegger is not a celebrity, only Priyanka Chopra is? You think Taylor Swift is not a celebrity,
but
only Katrina Kaif is? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Taylor Swift, all of them are in complete isolation. I think we need to revisit the rules. See, Janta curfew.
Celebrities are not just
curfew is for everyone. Yeah.
Katrina Kaif. I think Indian celebrities are much more than that. On the other hand, we are seeing the way Amitabh Bachchan has been going around, you know, talking about you know, the do's and don'ts. Kartik Aaryan's you know, his speech was absolutely amazing, and I think he meant every word of what he said. So there are a few of us who are actually sticking to the norm. We are actually.
I'm not generalizing. I'm saying there are few who are broken.
Yeah, but the ones who are doing this act, this carelessness and this lethal act, like Kanika Kapoor and Priyanka Chopra, yes, they need to be shown the
path. Okay, we have done our best. I thank you very much. I need to go to the second aspect